I never told my mom about my $30,000 salary, but my son did, so on their anniversary dinner, my card vanished. I just used it for one small bill, my mom whispered. 8 hours later, my account was empty, $38,000 missing. Dad chuckled. Family first. I didn't respond. But at 7:02 a.m., I did the one quiet thing, and their phone lit up with 53 missed calls. I'm a 31-year-old single mom and a transcriptionist. I work from a converted garage. My salary that year was $31,000 and change, which is what my 5-year-old Theo had heard me say on a phone call with my CPA. What Theo did not know, because 5-year-olds do not know, was that I had been freelance coding medical billing on the side since he was a baby, and that the savings account attached to my debit card had $38,000 in it. That account was Theo's. It was for college, for braces, for the emergency room visit I dreaded. My mother, Loretta, did not know that number existed. She knew the salary number because Theo, helpful and innocent, had told her on a FaceTime 2 weeks earlier. Mommy makes $31,000, Grandma. That's a lot. Loretta had said, wow, honey, that is a lot. She had said it the way a person says something while doing math in their head. The anniversary dinner was a Saturday. Italian restaurant, 12 people, my parents' 40th, my 4 siblings and their spouses, all on me because I had volunteered. The bill was going to be around $900. I had a separate dinner card for that, a Capital One card with a $1,000 limit I used for budgeted family events. When the waiter brought the check, my debit card was sitting on the table beside my purse. I had pulled it earlier to add a tip to the valet. The Capital One was still in my wallet. The debit card was in front of my mother. I did not notice. I was holding Theo, who had fallen asleep against my shoulder. My mother handed the waiter my card. He came back, she signed, and she handed me the card back face down. As we walked to the car, she put her hand on my arm and whispered, I just used it for one small bill, sweetheart, the dinner. Don't be weird about it. I almost said something. I was tired. Theo was asleep. I put the card in my wallet and drove home. At 6:47 a.m. Sunday, my banking app pinged. Then it pinged again. Then it pinged 8 more times. I sat up in bed. Pending transactions, posted overnight in a 30-minute window between 11:14 p.m. and 11:44 p.m. Saturday. A jewelry store online, $4,200. A travel agency, $7,800 to Cabo. An appliance retailer, $11,400. Washer dryer set. A men's tailor in the next city over, $2,300. A furniture company, $9,900. A series of smaller charges that added up to another $2,000. My account balance read $61.42. I called my mother. She answered cheerful. I asked her if she had used my card after dinner. She paused. Then she said, honey, your father and I have done a lot for you. Theo told us you can afford it. My father got on the line. He actually chuckled. He said, family first, kiddo. You'll make it back. I hung up. I did not yell. I did not cry. I made coffee. I sat at my desk. At 7:02 a.m., I called the Capital One fraud line and Bank of America's fraud line, in that order, and reported every transaction since 9 p.m. Saturday as unauthorized use of a stolen card. Both banks opened cases within minutes. The Bank of America rep asked if I knew who had used the card. I said yes, and I gave her my mother's full name and date of birth, because if I lied about that, the chargeback would not stick. She asked if I wanted to file a police report. I said yes. I drove to the station at 8:15 with the dinner receipt my mother had signed, the transaction list, the FaceTime screenshot with Theo, and the camera footage from my own home doorbell of my mother pocketing my card on the way out. The officer who took the report was a woman who had read this story before. She filed the charge as theft over $5,000, a felony in our state. Bank of America reversed every charge within 72 hours. Capital One reversed the jewelry purchase the same day. The merchants then went hunting. The jewelry store called my mother 19 times. The travel agency canceled the Cabo trip and billed her the cancellation fee. The furniture company sent collections to her address. The appliance retailer's lawyer sent a letter. My phone, sitting on my counter, lit up with 53 missed calls between 9 a.m. and noon, all from my parents and 4 siblings. I answered none. My father was arraigned with my mother as a co-defendant on the receipt forensics. They took a plea. My siblings stopped speaking to me. Theo's account is back at $38,000 and growing. He does not know.